looks good. I don't overly listen to some of you guys, because some of you guys are just trolling me. But one person said, "Hey, where's your hairline?" So I adjusted the camera today. I can't remember that person's name, but for you, I adjusted the camera. As you can see, I actually do have a hairline. It was just a bad camera angle. I actually preferred the camera to be down a little bit lower, but hey, here we are. Anyway, I want to talk to you guys about, just what's going on in my life. I like to just sit here and kind of discuss things and give you guys lessons as they come to me. And so, one thing that happened to me just this week um, reminded me, reminded me to just ask the question: Are you hoarding your blessings? Are you hoarding your blessings? Do you know what hoarding means? Do you know what a blessing is? Do you know what blessings are for? And I just want to talk a little bit about that today because, you know, God has given all of us blessings. The fact that I'm even able to talk to you right now is a blessing, right? The fact that you are online and can get this message is a blessing. The fact that we can, that's a blessing. Every day we wake up is a blessing. Okay, so our heart beating is a blessing. The fact that God hasn't taken us up out of here yet, I consider that to be a win. I consider that to be a major blessing. But then, and those are our day-to-day blessings that that we take for granted, we don't even think about, right? But then there are even more tangible blessings, if that even makes sense, right? There are we take those things for granted. Those are kind of our internal blessings, but then there are tangible blessings. Things like having a good job, things like having a supportive family, things like having some money in your pocket. Those are all tangible blessings. And so, what are you doing with the things that God has actually blessed you with? You know, are you saving up for a rainy day? Are you saying, "Oh no, this is mine. I'm not gonna share it with anybody"? Do you realize that blessings are to be shared? So let me get into what I want to talk to you guys about today. And this will probably be a shorter video than or shorter live than my last one, but y'all bear with me. So I told y'all in my last live that I've been going through it, right? I've been going through it. Let me see. In this, within a matter of like I think 2 days, it felt like all the same day, but within a matter of 2 days, the heat stopped working properly in my house. It went and go past, I think it was like 64 or something like that. Um, both cars had major issues in them. I think the brakes are shot in one in my wife's car, and in my car had seemed like it had some brake issues. Like it was squeaking a whole lot, so we were nervous about that because the brakes just went out in that car. And then like the following day, the dishwasher went out. Okay, so within a matter of, I swear it was like 2 days. Within a matter of that short amount of time, both cars, one completely out of commission, one seemed like it's gonna go out of commission. The heat ain't working, and I got kids. Everybody's like Frosty the Snowman up in here, and dishwasher ain't working. Dishwasher, right? First world problems, right? If you have kids, you have dishwashers. I hate to say it like that, but if you have kids, you have dishwashers. And I'm no stranger to washing my hands and doing what I have to do. Um, Said your wife stopped working. Did I say my? I didn't say my wife stopped working, man. I said my dishwasher. Um, so all of these things, all of these things stopped working all at the same time. And so I'm like, all right. So I had to prioritize. Dishwashers on the back burner. All right. The car with the least amount of issues, we're going to try to get that fixed. It ended up being a differential fluid issue. Okay. But now I have to give my wife the car, right? I have to give my wife the car so she can get to work. And I got to get to the office. So I had to Uber. So this is now my second week of having to Uber to the office. So I think it was yesterday, I'm packing up all my stuff, right? Because I got to pack my lunches. I pack some walking shoes because I'll walk, when I get a chance outside the office, just to kind of like help my mind and think, helps me be more creative to just get out, walk, and also to work out. And and I bring a whole bunch of other things in my bag. And yeah, I watched 3 days ago was his birthday. I was wondering if you give him a shout out by saying happy birthday. All right, so y'all playing around. So you trying to get me to say happy birthday, not playing that game with you. All right. All right, Edgar. Hopefully your car troubles get resolved. All right, Edgar. Thank you. One car is like is I think the differential fluid after changing that. I think that was just the issue, and that cost me what like $120 or something like that. But then I got the oil change, did everything else. So I was nervous. So anyway, that seems to be okay. My wife's car, the brakes are shot. We got to get the new brakes, new rotors, all kinds of stuff. We still haven't fixed that, but we got one working. So my wife is using my car. So I'm packing up all my stuff, right? Packing up all my stuff. And I'm about to walk out the door, and I got a laptop bag in this hand, lunch bag with a whole bunch of other stuff in there. I'm walking, my bag slips out of my hand. It slips, hits the ground, I hear a crack. Now I have probably like a bottle of plastic water, a coffee, like a coffee travel mug, and like those water shakers full up with what like the the blender bottles filled up with water. So a whole bunch of water and stuff in my bag. I'm like, I hope I didn't crack anything. I do not have time to check. So I'm going out. I'm going out. I walk outside. It literally, I step outside and hell starts to come down. Like, like bits of hell start to come down. Like, you gotta be kidding me. And we're experiencing crazy weather. He said, where are you located? I'm a mechanic for a living. Man, I'm on the East Coast. He said, you'll do it for a 6-pack? Oh, you crazy. You crazy. I wouldn't give you a 6-pack because I don't drink. I don't drink, so I wouldn't give you a 6-pack, man. I wouldn't give you a 6-pack. But I appreciate it, man. If you were close by, I'll give you some actual money. So I go outside to get my Uber. I sit down in the Uber, and then my bag starts leaking. And I'm looking, and I'm like, what is coming out of my bag? And it's all this oil coming out of my bag. Now, I don't know if how many Christians I have on today, but if you are a Christian, you know about oil. You know about the oil, right? If you're not a Christian, oil is used, if it's been prayed over, is used as anointing oil. You put it on yourself for almost like a seal of protection. I have some olive oil in my bag, and the bottle's probably like this big. The whole bottle, hi Tappy, the whole bottle spills out of my bag into the back seat of the Uber. Into the back seat of the Uber. And I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. I grab whatever tissues I had like little pieces of tissue like this, trying to dab it. I pulling pages out of my notebook, trying to dab. I don't want to ruin the back seat of this lady's Uber, right? And if my Uber driver hears this, thank you for a great ride. And I appreciate you getting me to the office on time. Oil's going everywhere, hell's coming down. And she's like, oh, don't worry about it. She said, I probably wouldn't even have noticed it. I'll take care of it when you get out. But I'm like, oh, no, I can't do that. So she's like, no, don't worry about it. Her demeanor was so great. Her demeanor was so great that I was like, all right, I'm going to leave you a big tip. All right, now, mind you, it didn't cost me a whole lot. It didn't cost me a whole lot to get to the office. It was a very, very cheap ride. And I'm experiencing dishwasher issues, heating issues in my house, 2 cars jacked up. All right. I really didn't have the money to give a big tip. The recommended tip was like, I think at the most it was like $5. You have like the 3 sections. It was like this much, then the most being $5. Then you could do a custom tip. I decided to tip her well above what she would have received. It was way above $5. It was probably about double of what the cost was for the Uber. I ended up giving that to her, and I gave it to her because I understand that even though I'm tight, even though I'm having issues, with the house, with the cars, with all these different things, I'm still blessed to be able to even be able to call an Uber, get an Uber to come show up to my house in 8 minutes, and get into the office in enough time without any troubles. I'm still blessed. And so I will give sometimes out of my lack because I just understand that it's a blessing to be a blessing. So I can't hoard, even if I'm experiencing, even if I'm having a tough time, I can't hoard my stuff because I'm experiencing all these issues, but I don't know what she's experiencing. And I know that okay, she has to go and she's making her living by picking up people like me and getting them to where they need to get to. All right. 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes at a time. I probably set her back 30 or so minutes, depending on where she has to go, what kind of cleaner she had to get for her back seats, whatever the case may be. I probably set her back a few rides or more behind me having my oil spill all over the place. So in addition to her having now the anointing in her car, I blessed her on top of that to account for you know my mishap, my issue. And so just want to ask you today: are you taking the time to consider that there could be somebody in a worse position than you? Are you taking the time to consider that you are blessed to then be a blessing? Have you taken the time to consider that God can take your little bit, God can take your lack, and He can multiply it? I didn't give to because I was, oh, God is going to bless me. I gave because I feel like I needed to be a blessing, even though I clearly could use that money for various different things. But I'm not going to hoard my blessings because blessings are meant to be given, not to just be kept to ourselves. You have some blessings that are for you, but when when God gives, you should be able to give. He gave freely to you, you should be able to give freely to somebody else. So just want to encourage you with that. Just today, do not hoard what God has given you. Do not hoard it. Blessings are meant to be given to somebody else. Y'all take care and think about it.